Yes, sir. You already know what the fucking deal is. I got my boy Frosty in the fucking mix. Yes, sir. You already know what the fuck is going on. It feels like family, dog. It really feels like gang up in this bitch, bro. How the fuck are you doing? Like I don't see you every weekend.
I'm doing pretty good. I feel like I should be adjusted to this from recording myself, but it's fucking trippy to hear myself.
I know. I'm feeling you, definitely, dog. Really, you want to know the real reason I wanted you up here, bro? Is because, like, so much. I don't know. You record so many people out here, and you've been doing it for way longer than me. You know what I mean? And granted, we all make connections out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, connections go crazy, but like, dog, like, you really do this shit, and you got your own studio now. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me about like the amount of connections you made since like you started doing this shit until now. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. I mean, the amount of connections is definitely. I've definitely met a lot of people, but I'm not exactly easy to get along with. So I feel like I probably could have had a lot more connections if I would have like gave a fuck more about like trying to impress people.
I can't be mad at that.
But
you can't impress everybody.
I don't know. I feel like I met a lot of the people that I needed to, and I connected with a lot of the people that I needed to, in terms of like just people that are gonna introduce me to the people that I need to know, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of the people that I connect with best are like the motherfuckers who are like me that just like don't go nowhere. Definitely. So you gotta like meet somebody who knows them, and then they'll drag them out, and then that's like the connection that I make. Like a lot of the people that I'm closest with, I met through somebody else. Like even you, like you know what I mean. You were going to the Night Owl studio, and then through Cam's Night Owl studio,
literally,
I met you, and then we hit it off. But I don't know. And then like even D, like I met D through fucking JC and Austin Armand.
For real.
And then so I've been tapping in with D a lot.
I didn't even know that's how you knew him.
Yeah, I literally had I'd never met him in person, but he produced all of their beats. And so then when I would mix his songs, I just heard that tag over and over and over again. And then one time I don't remember if they brought him in or if I just like asked to get in contact with him, and then I found out kid was like 17.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, for a year I've been fucking mixing tracks, and every time just consistently. Same thing with No Offense. No Offense and D were both producing for JC and Austin Armand.
What is No Offense doing right now, if you don't mind me asking, if you know it all?
Honestly, bro, he's laying low as far as I'm aware right now. I need to tap in with him.
I just saw he was taking off. He just said, I'm gonna catch y'all boys. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know like what's public information and what is just. So I would rather not speak on it. But I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's doing good. He's just laying low, trying to make money moves right now and shit.
Definitely, I can't even be mad at that. This shit gets hard out here. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. What, dog? I'm not gonna lie to you. You put me on the play of a fucking lifetime, and I tell niggas all the time. Even, bro, what? I'm making bread right now, and soon Kai's gonna be making bread too. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you.
I'm a good motherfucker to know.
You really put us on bread, dog. We're trying to get really tapped in over there so we can start doing the shows over there in Malavita.
See, that's the thing is you could be an asshole if you valuable. God, I can't even speak English. But if you can bring value to people, then you can kind of like be a lot more selective about who you need to. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, I feel like, especially in the industry that we work in, definitely, it's like people feel like they need to put on a front, or they need to like over exaggerate their value or overextend themselves to bring value because they don't feel like they have any, or like they feel like they need somebody in order to like manifest their worth. Whereas for me, it's just like I'm gonna be me, and if you're gonna be you, then I always have my ear open, and if I hear of an opportunity, I know somebody that can benefit from that, whether it be me or one of my people. And then if it is me, a lot of the time I have a little homie or a friend who's either got my same skill set, which is how we met, or can be like taught or is open to learning, right? So like I know hella photographers. So if I have an artist come through and they're like, oh, whatever, like I'm trying to get a photo shoot done for some album covers, or I know a bunch of videographers, I'm cool on that right now because I'm fucking sick. But yeah, then I'm like, okay, bet. Let me reach out to the people that I know personally first. But then on the back end of that, I know a lot of motherfuckers. So anytime somebody films a video and maybe you and me are out in the fucking sun for 8 hours playing football waiting for the videographer to show up, and then he never does.
Oh my fucking god.
And then somebody that I know wants to film a video, and I go, oh, who's shooting that video? And then they tell me who it is, and I go, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I know they do good work, but I also was sitting out in the sun for 8 hours waiting for bro to show up, and he never did. So if you want to make sure that your video is going to get shot on the day that you booked it, you know, maybe you should work with one of these guys instead. And I feel like that's one thing, even with myself, it's one thing that I feel like people don't pay close enough attention to, is like, you don't necessarily know how many bridges you're burning by fucking up with one person.
Real.
You know what I mean? Because, like, if you think about it, right, if you and me, for whatever reason, got into, like, a big spat to the point where I was like, fuck this kid, like, I'm going to make sure that he's done out here.
I'd have never been on.
But also now, think about how many people I can say, hey, like, don't work with this guy. And they'll listen because they respect my opinion on that kind of shit.
Definitely.
And I'm nobody important. I'm nobody special. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's something that I've been trying to, like, pay really close attention to, especially, like, as of late. That's why I've been laying low a lot, because I don't know. I mean, like, I was definitely, like, more of a dickhead when I was younger. I'm still definitely an asshole now. But it's just one of those things of where it's, like, you never know quite exactly, like, what you're counting yourself out of by, like, what's the fucking word? When you do something that's, like, not necessary.
What is it?
If you're like being an asshole unprovoked.
Was it self-sabotage or just?
I don't even know if it's self-sabotage, but just like unprovoked being an asshole. You know what I mean? Because, like, if you're gonna be a dick to me when I first meet you, whatever, and then we don't hit it off, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
But if I want to walk into the room and act like I'm so and so, and like I require whatever amount of respect, like. Somebody who I don't even know, who might be doing big shit, or might know somebody who is, or might have, you know, like, with you and me, like, might just have a job opportunity that I could have taken, right? And because he saw me act this way, not only am I now counted out of that opportunity, but also any other opportunities that are going to come to anybody else through that person are now going to be unavailable to me. And so, I mean, obviously, like, your interpersonal reactions are going to be, like, dependent more upon what somebody can give you, obviously. But as somebody who's hard-headed and kind of a douchebag, naturally, I guess I could say, it's one of those things that's, like, good to be conscious of. It's just, like, you never know who somebody is, and you never know, like, how helpful or how valuable somebody can be until you know. You know what I mean? Until it either bites you in the ass or until it really pays off. Yeah.
That's real.
And so that's kind of what I've been trying to preach lately, is just, like, I know I'm a dickhead, but, like, don't follow in my lead because I'm trying to not be a dickhead.
I definitely feel you. For all the young engineers out there, tell them something about, I mean, because you really just explained it, like, studio etiquette and reading between the lines, especially because, you like the young engineers that really want to get into shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, they go into studios and they're meeting people, they're meeting, like, niggas like Cam, but they aren't Cam. You know what I mean? Imagine if Cam wasn't a good guy.
There's not a lot of Cams running around.
There's not a lot of Cams.
Thank God.
Around. Imagine if Cam wasn't a fucking good guy and he just wanted all of our fucking money and just wanted all the time that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think the young engineers should go about, you know, I mean, like, present themselves, reading between the lines and the bullshit, and, like, you know, studio etiquette, how to carry yourself in that situation?
I think, excuse me, wish I had a cough button. I think the most important thing to remember as an engineer especially is just, like, nobody gives a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you're the guy who can make or break a song, but, like, nobody gives a fuck about you.
Not at all.
And your opinion and your input only matters to the people that it matters to. So, like, you should always try to find people who are going to respect and value your opinion because, like I said, you can make or break the song as a good engineer, but you're not the artist. So if you go into a session, don't expect to be catered to, don't expect to whatever, you know what I mean? Just demand, like, a basic level of respect, especially if you're in your own space. And if you're a young kid, you're probably not. So just demand a base level of respect for the shit that's not yours, that somebody's providing for you, right? Don't get it into your head of, like, oh, it's not my shit, so, like, whatever, whatever. It's like the person who's going to put you on is going to be responsible for your whole career, right? Like, regardless of whatever my skill set and my capabilities were as a individual, like, I'm not shit in this city without Cam. You feel me? And even if I'm not still working directly under Cam, everything that I have now in terms of engineering is because I met him and I worked my ass off for him. You know what I mean? And when I did work for him, I always made sure if you're gonna come into this space, you're gonna respect this fucking space because this is all I have,
Really?
right? And
Real
it's not
shit.
even mine. It was given to me.
Real
So
shit.
I'm gonna respect it and protect it more than if it was my shit.
Real shit.
And so I just feel like you gotta stay humble more so than anybody else. Because a producer, motherfuckers are gonna wanna be on the good side of the producer so they can get free beats. And if they're not getting free beats, they're gonna pay a lot of money for those beats.
Yeah.
If you're the artist, motherfuckers are gonna make sure you got whatever flavor woods you want, and that the lights are the color that you want, whatever. And as fucking petty and little as that shit seems, like you have to be the motherfucker
To supply all that shit.
to make that artist feel like that. And you have to be that motherfucker to make that producer feel like that. Nobody gives a fuck about what you want. When you're mixing and you're by yourself in the studio, that's when you do what you want, but you don't do that in front of people.
Real shit.
You just keep it to your fucking self. Nobody gives a fuck about what you want. And you shouldn't give a fuck about what you want other than, like I said, being respectful of your space and you as a person.
Real shit.
Everything else is about making the artists and the producers and everybody there feel like they're industry level, being treated like they're celebrities, right? And that's what's gonna make them come back to you. Even especially when you're first starting out, and you're not gonna be that good. And even if you're better than everybody that you know, the difference between somebody who's like a beginner and an intermediate and then a super advanced motherfucker when it comes to mixing is not super apparent to people who don't do it.
Yes.
So like
definitely.
somebody who's good and somebody who's really good, if you play those songs back to back and you're not like into the engineering side of things,
You're gonna be like, well, they sound like, you know.
yeah, you're like, yeah, this one's a little bit better. But then you're like, bro, like for me to
it went in so
get this
much work.
vocal from here to there, like you don't have any idea how impressive that is, bro. And like I said, because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
So that's just my whole thing is like, just remember you're not an artist. You're not a producer. You're not gonna be a celebrity. And if that's what you want, then I don't know. Maybe you could change the game. Maybe you could be the guy who like everybody gives a fuck about, only the mix engineer. But like even motherfuckers like Mike Dean and shit.
I was about
like,
to say, yeah, like Mike Dean and shit. Like,
yeah, but the only people who know who Mike Dean is are motherfuckers like you and me. You know what I mean? And so we see him and we're like, oh my god. But I guarantee you, if you go and ask him like what the most important part of the session is, he's gonna say, I'm essentially gonna be invisible because if you know that I'm there, that means I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of the thing about an engineer is like you want me to kind of disappear during the session because if you're looking at me and you're waiting on me or whatever, that means I'm doing something wrong. And you're like, hey, why is this vocal fucked up? Hey, why am I waiting 10 minutes to punch in my next line? Hey, why does the auto-tune sound like shit? You know what I mean? So it's just a mindset thing of just like, you're gonna suck and everybody's gonna blame everything on you and nobody's gonna give a fuck about what you want.
For real.
And you signed up for it, so suck it up.
For real. And when I started, I wasn't the fucking best either. But it was the business that mattered. Like, as long as you do good business, people are going to come back. And
Yeah, and the other thing too is like you were really smart about it. So you're like, hey, I'm not as good as some of the other people that are in my immediate circle. Excuse me. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna charge less, or maybe not necessarily charge less, but throw in an extra hour here or
feel
there,
me?
or whatever. You know what I mean?
And I knew that.
And you make beats too. So like,
You feel me?
then and there you can just be like, hey, I'll record you for free if you buy one of my beats. Boom. And so you just gotta like figure out how to make yourself,
Literally.
like I said before, make yourself valuable. Don't pretend you have value when you don't, but figure out how to like with what you have be an asset and be a commodity. And then the more valuable you are, the more you can fuck around and be an asshole. And then you kind of just like earn that, I guess, over time.
No kidding. No kidding. It's game. It's a real game. I'm not going to lie to you. Tell me about artistry, bro, as being a producer too, because I know like it's hard for us. Well, not hard because, you know, we make a lot of music sitting around the studio all the time. But it's like we make so many other songs being an engineer that like making your own music just seems taxing sometimes because like you're already doing your own shit. But at the same time, it doesn't even feel like that. It's really just about pushing it out. You know what I mean? But like, tell me about how you go about it. Or how you want to go about it now.
I feel like I'm in a little bit of a different position than most people who are like artists as well as engineers because I don't like I have hella music out, but it's all just me on other people's songs. So like I don't have that vested interest of like I gotta create this much and I have to like put this much out and I have to maintain this whatever consistency. I'm just kind of like this is my fun thing. This is I'm just trying to like turn my brain off, right? And as long as I'm enjoying it, then I keep going. And then at the end of the day, a lot of the times when I'm like making songs with other people, like most artists, even if they do know how to record themselves, they just don't have the time, like in the fucking mix engineer's chair that I do.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time they're just like, we'll just be kicking it, and like that's what I do for fun. So like all my homies, like I don't hang out and like do whatever. I don't even know what people fucking do. Like if you're gonna come kick it with me, we're gonna come kick it at the studio and we're gonna make a song. Like whether you're an artist or not, that's what we're gonna do. And then sometimes it ends up really dope and they put it out, and then sometimes it's not, but it was fun. You feel me? So I feel like I don't really have like useful advice for people who are like trying to be both. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to be an engineer because that's how I make my money, so that I can not have to do other shit that I don't want to do to make money.
You can't be mad at that, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it comes to like being creative and shit, it's just like, it's because I don't give a fuck what the end product is. If like the other day I had my boy Peyton come through, and we literally sat for 16 hours.
Is it that one song you sent me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I've never made a beat before in my life. And you want to know what's funny as fuck? You've heard it, so like you'll know how crazy this is. But he said it all started because he wanted to make a Party Next Door type beat, which clearly we fucking failed at because it doesn't sound anything like a Party Next Door beat. But that's what I'm saying. It came out dope. So the whole motivation behind it was just my boy doesn't know how to make beats, doesn't even really know how to use Ableton either. So I put him in the chair and I said, go.
Literally.
And when you get stuck, I'll help you.
Yeah.
And if you don't get stuck, then keep going.
Yeah.
And then I'll edit whatever you put down. So he just was going. And I'll give him credit, bro. That fool was coming up with crazy melodies, like just off rip. But he was just doing everything in A minor, right? Because it's real easy.
Yeah.
But then at the end, all you got to do is transpose it.
Yeah, literally.
And boom, you're in a brand new key.
I was about to say.
Yeah, and you sound like you know what the fuck you're doing.
Exactly.
As long as, so it was a cool experience. But like I said, 16 hours. And I wasn't at the end of that 16 hours like, well, can you at least, like kick me like 100, like that, It was just like, nah, like we were vibing, we were having a good time, and now we have a dope ass song. And if he wants to put it out, put it out. So literally. I feel like that's all that I have to offer. Is just like if you wanna not dread making music, then you have to not have that end goal. Your end goal should be something, right? Like have something to show for the amount of hours that you invested. Yeah. But don't have this end goal of like, I want to make a Party Next Door song and I want to release it by this day and blah, 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 whatever. It's just like, I want to make something today. And then have that, okay, we'll start maybe trying to go for a P&D. And then we start with that bass line, right? But then all of a sudden, I wanted to try out this one fucking plugin, which if you have the Slate subscription, it comes with all the kilohertz shit.
Yes, it does.
That Faturator, boy, I'm telling you, if you want to make that hyper pop sound, bro, throw that bitch on some 808s and you'll get it going crazy.
That's so bad.
And then I was like, well, shit, if he's trying to learn some new shit, I might as well try to learn some new shit too. So there's this feature in Ableton 11 where you can like automate your note expression on your MIDI files. So I was just going in and I was like, for a fact, I suck at fucking 808s. I've always sucked at 808s. 99% of the beats that I make just don't have 808s because I'm bad at doing them.
Bro, it's not that hard though. After I found out how to do it, I'll show you.
But that's what I'm saying is I'll just like, I'm bad at it, but also I'm going to stay just as bad forever if I don't start.
Definitely.
And now if I go back and listen to that song, I'm like, damn, those 808s kind of fly. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you just got to put the time in, and you're not going to put the time in if you're not having fun. So you just got to figure out how to keep it being fun. But then at the end of the day, if you're trying to like be an artist professionally, then you do have to have that, or at least some semblance or sense of like, like at the end of the day, something needs to be finished. And if you are an artist, there's not a lot of people like XXXTentacion, RIP, running around who can just do whatever the fuck they want, and it's always good.
Mike over here making crazy shit.
But even that, it's just like he had a sound without having a sound. Definitely. You know what I mean? Like that fool could release whatever fucking style of music with whatever aesthetics along with it, and you would still know that it was him, and it was always good. Not everybody can do that. So some people do have to kind of stay true to an image.
Especially if you build that image up a certain way in marketing, you know what I mean?
But I feel like a lot of the time, like, no offense, but a lot of these motherfuckers, like, they're trying to stay true and consistent to an image that's, like, not even doing shit anyways. So, like, if you're putting music out on SoundCloud or all platforms now that it's easy to do with like DistroKid and shit.
Definitely.
And you're like, oh well, I only post black and white cover art, and I only make whatever super weird subgenre
You're just
of
putting
like
yourself in a box.
trancy hip hop, and I'm gonna do that until I
literally
blow up.
said that a second ago. You're just putting yourself in a box, and like
Yeah.
nobody's gonna find you.
And then it's like, okay, well, you have over all your fucking 15 EPs that are all 36 songs fucking long, and you have a total of like 2,600 plays. Maybe you should say fuck it, fuck the image, fuck the whatever it is that you came up with, especially because at that time you're probably not even enjoying it that much anymore, which is why you're dreading having to get in the studio and make your own shit.
Literally.
So try something new and just like fuck around. And like I was saying, like have a direction when you first get in, but like don't be tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like go in there and fucking take your master bounce and pitch it down. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
pitch it up, speed it up, slow it down.
Do crazy
Take a
shit.
sample fucking. Sometimes you make a whole ass beat, just fucking Control A, highlight everything in your fucking session and transpose it a couple semitones down, transpose it a couple semitones
Yo,
up.
that's what I do with beats all the time. I make
Yeah.
a beat, bro. If you ever stuck and you don't know what to do and you just made a beat and you're like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dog. First thing, I mean, literally just sit back, listen to it. Take the 808s, moving down 3. Take all your melody, move it down 3. Then take the beginning melody, run it through. Well, Edison is like this, like I think
It's the FL shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can record it.
Mhm.
And you'll turn it into an audio clip. Turn it into
That's
an audio
called
clip.
flattening in Ableton for all you fucks. You highlight, you right
Ah.
click, freeze it, make a new audio track, highlight it, drop it down. Don't delete your frozen track so it's always there. But
Now-
boom, now it's bounced to audio.
Then go and reverse that, chop everything up in quarters forward,
Mhm.
and then go and move everything back where it's supposed to be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Now play the melody back, and it's gonna be a lot different. You know what I mean? And it's gonna sound way more complex than it was
Yeah,
originally.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but back on my Instagram days, I used to do these little beat sheets videos. And that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
one thing that I would tell everybody always, because I make dope melodies, but I don't do it on purpose. So I make a really shit melody or like some fucking like Disney Channel shit,
Real
but
shit.
then I bounce it and I reverse it, and now it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Real
like, you
shit.
gotta fuck around because your brain will work in a certain way that's gonna feel natural, so it's easy. And then you just have to figure out how
You
to
gotta make
that
it
dope.
sound. Yeah, you gotta make
Yeah.
it sound unexpected, and that's what's hard in music. Unexpected ass shit. You know
Yeah,
what I
especially when
mean?
there's so many motherfuckers, because now all you need is literally a laptop and you can store it.
Definitely.
So it's very oversaturated. But the thing that's cool about oversaturated markets is there's a lot of people that are doing shit,
Mhm.
but most of the time there's so many people doing shit that they just are doing what they think is gonna pop.
And they don't.
So
know
it
what-
sometimes is
yeah.
almost like easier to stand out.
because
Because instead of people looking for like who's
because
the
it's
best,
originality at that
yeah,
point.
and so a lot of the time
Ooh.
you don't. It's not that first listen that's gonna hook somebody on something. It's like the second or third time you hear something, you're like, oh wait, I totally was sleeping on this. You know what I mean? Like how many times have you listened to an album and you're like, oh, there's only 4 good
Man,
songs.
you
on
remember
here.
that one song? Bro.
Who's it by?
It's a. What's that shit,
I don't know.
What's
I'm not
that
gonna lie to you.
shit?
That humming was not helpful at all.
bro? I can't even remember who did that shit. I just remember there was a song. There was a song in like 2012. It was on this one album, and I cannot remember.
My
It was an
freshman year of
R&B
high school, bro.
It was an R&B song.
R&B song. Mm-hmm.
And it was like that. I can't remember, but it would literally stop. It would stop, and never mind. Fucking, when I find the song, I'm gonna be pissed. I couldn't remember it.
Well, text it
But-
to me when you do.
Yeah, I will. But I was sleeping on that song for so fucking long.
Yeah.
One day I was walking in school and I couldn't change the fucking song because my phone was in my pocket, and I had a big ass backpack on. You know what I'm saying? Like all these fucking books in there and shit. I literally couldn't change the fucking song. I literally started listening to it, and I was like, "This song's fucking fire." I'm not gonna lie to you. I was sleeping. I was definitely sleeping. I see what you mean, especially whenever you link back to artists and shit
Yeah.
like that. Like, oh, bro, what? You know Abstract Genesis?
Abstract Genesis.
He's
I
he's
feel
an artist
like-
out here. He's an artist out here.
Oh yeah, cause he used to be in the live music reviews all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
I was sleeping at first. Then I saw him live.
Uh huh.
Totally different.
I feel like it goes one of two ways.
Totally different.
Either you see somebody live and you're like, okay, now I get it.
I get it.
Or you see somebody live and you're like,
What?
I'm gonna stick to streaming. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's lucky. That's literally lucky right there. That's crazy. Bro, tell me how you feel about all these motherfuckers making like dumbass random ass lists. Like I'm all top 10 artists. I mean top 10 artists are awesome, bro. I honestly don't care about this shit, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. They don't make music. Like
I'm gonna be honest, bro. You know me. I'm the type I like to be mad.
Definitely.
I want to be mad. I want to see these lists and I want to be enraged.
But I don't know anybody.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who any of these people are. And that's not even me trying to be like, oh, I don't know any of these. It's just like, bro, like
no, it's not even that.
I'm so set in what I listen to that's like just not that when I see all these names, honestly, actually, you know what I'm gonna do instead of being a fucking angry old grandpa that's like, I only listen to the golden era.
No, what's up? Tell me.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stand by this. I'm gonna text you a list. It's gonna take a while, but I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna find 3 top 10 lists that aren't just identical.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to 5 songs.
What, these got to be on Austin like little pages or whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
I'm gonna listen to 5 songs from every artist that I don't know.
Okay. Because I haven't done this either, but you're gonna put me on.
And then I'm either gonna fucking call you and just rant about how much time I fucking wasted, or I'm gonna be like, you know what? Thank God somebody put these lists out and made me listen to this shit because these fools are low-key dope.
Okay.
But like, I only know as fucking like shitty and conceited as it sounds, like I only know most of them because I've worked with them before.
Yeah.
So like
that.
Quinn, I know.
I can't be mad at that.
And then
because that's how it goes for us.
Yeah, and like Chino, I know because I've recorded Chino a bunch, and I know Miss Gold because I've recorded Miss Gold before. And then I'm trying to think even who else I've seen on the lists that I was like familiar with, but I'm definitely forgetting somebody and somebody's gonna get mad at me, whatever. But when I look at the list and I have it in front of me, like really the only people that I'm familiar with are the people that I've worked with before. So obviously I'm upset when I see them like not in the the top 5 because I'm like I've only worked with some of these motherfuckers, but I don't know. I feel like Chino Loke is really dope. I don't know what the fucking Austin politics are, so I don't want to like be super opinionated on it. I haven't worked with him in a really long time, but I used to work with him pretty consistently. And he always came in and was rapping his fucking ass off. And so like when I see Quinn in the number 1 spot just off of Quinn's music and Chino's music, I don't see like a 12, 13 motherfucker gap between the two of them. So there's either just a lot of like crazy talented people that I've never heard of, or the list is fucked up. But like beyond that, I don't really have an opinion. But I will. After I listen to this shit, bro, I'll tell you, I'm either gonna call you, I'm gonna be so hot, or I'm gonna be like, damn, these are the fools that I listen to, and like they're actually pretty dope. Check them out. You feel me?
You gotta put me on. You gotta put me on.
Yeah, I'll do the fucking heavy lifting so you don't have to. But yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like I don't even know if I want to say it because it's gonna get me in trouble.
Bro, that's how I'm feeling about that same question. But it like has to be said. Like somebody has to say it. Me personally, bro, I as another engineer could not stand. I can't stand this shit, bro. Like I don't know how tied in some of these people are making this shit, making these lists. And I mean, I'm not discrediting anybody because I don't know them that well. And you know what I mean? Like I haven't even been here in Austin before fucking 2019, 2020. You know? What
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I moved here.
I can't. That's what I can't discredit anything or anybody. I'm just saying, in my time as an engineer and sitting inside of where we've been at, I don't think that these lists mean shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, I don't think it really does. Plus, you know me, I'm not like a big social media motherfucker. But like, I feel like a lot of it is just like I've met so many talented people and worked with so many talented people, but I don't see them on those lists. And so either those people that are on those lists are really good and I just am not familiar with them, or the list is fucked up. And definitely. I don't know. I'm not going to know which until I go listen to these people.
That's what I'm saying. We'll figure it out eventually, though. Let me go back and check it out. Bro, appreciate you for sliding. I'm not going to lie to you.
You know I'm going to pull up.
Yes, sir, Ski. You got to do this again. I'm not going to lie to you. Give a lot of game to some young producers, what? Because, like, that's, like, slept on a whole lot. Niggas don't talk about the producer side of things. Niggas don't talk about the engineer side of things. And I want to shed light on it because I feel like we do a whole lot that niggas don't know about that they should appreciate just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit.
And even a lot of artists, like they
want to learn this shit too.
Yeah, but a lot of them too, like they'll appreciate a really good engineer, but like I was saying earlier, it's like you don't understand the amount of shit that like I do in 5 minutes, which is why you like me more than this person, as opposed to like I know a lot of
That's
people that
real.
are like not bad engineers, like they're really good, but they just do like one thing differently
Mm-hmm.
than what I do,
Mm-hmm.
or they're like a little bit slower about something,
Mm-hmm.
and then to me as somebody who's in it, I'm just like, bruh, that's nothing. Like they're so close to being just like incredible engineers,
Mm-hmm.
but then the artist will be like, oh yeah, but like when I'm recording, he doesn't have auto tune on. I'm like,
Bro,
that's
yeah.
what's gonna make or break it for you. Like, damn, I get it at some point, but also like the gear to be able to do that is so fucking expensive, and like all these other
Yeah.
like background things that people just don't know.
Like,
It's,
I keep auto tune
kinda
on
sad.
whenever I record, but you should also know my buffer size is incredibly high, and I'm
You're
just
gonna get some
trying.
latency, my boy.
I'm trying so hard not to fuck my shit off and not to let you hear all that on the latency. So you feel me? You should just appreciate your engineer a little bit more. Give him a hug next time you see him.
Yeah.
Tell him thank you.
Smoke them out of some.
You feel me? Yes, sir, Ski. Once again, I appreciate you for coming out with us.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir, Ski. My boy Frosty came through, chopped it up on the DOX. Yes, sir, Ski. You already know what the fuck it is. Them niggas still watching the game. I don't even know what the fuck going on, but you already know what's up. Yes, sir, Ski. We out this hoe. I fucks with y'all. Gang.